How much income do I actually need in retirement? It's a question I hear all the time, and it's on the minds of tens of thousands of Canadians. What's the average retirement income we see, and how does it stack up across Canada? It's your favourite Scotsman here again, and today we're going to explore what the average retiree really spends and what they typically need to live comfortably in their golden years. I've got data to share with you, and I'll also be sharing some real stories from our valued clients right here in the office. And of course, I wouldn't leave you without some practical tips, so make sure you stick around till the end. Whether you're nearing retirement or just planning ahead, you're in the right place. Alright, let's dive into the numbers, shall we? A 2021 Canadian income study revealed that the average after-tax income for a retired family in Canada stood at $69,900, while for an individual it was $31,400. Now that's quite the gap, isn't it? I mean, it's almost double. This discrepancy certainly caught my eye. I mean, in our experience with clients, the gap between individual and household income just usually isn't that wide. Let's break it down with a bit of common sense. If a couple needs around $70,000 for a comfortable retirement, an individual will likely need about $50,000 to $55,000. It's not exactly half, it's more like 3/4 of the couple's requirement. So when you see a spread like $31,000 to $69,000, it raises a few eyebrows. In our experience working with our clients across Canada, we've noticed a trend. Everyone's different. Ultimately, it comes down to lifestyle, as we'll touch on later. But from what we see, the average household, combining both individuals and couples, spends around $5,000 to $8,000 after tax each month. What we also see is that this amount isn't fixed from the date you retire until the date you leave this earth. Let's use clients Dave and Julie as examples, who are retiring at the end of this year. Dave and Julie are aiming for about $6,000 a month after taxes. That's $72,000 a year. Just about bang in line with the average Canadian retired family. Traditionally, during the active early go-go phase of retirement, Dave and Julie will spend that. As time sort of marches on though, they become less active during those slow-go years. We would expect the amount to drop to around $60,000 or $5,000 a month. And later in the no-go years, might even drop to $4,500 a month. This laddered strategy is a common pattern that we observe. Of course, there's always outliers, but for most, $5,000 to $8,000 is the sweet spot for monthly expenses. We're going to break this down shortly to show exactly where this money goes each month, so stick around. But for now, I want to turn our focus to another trend that we've seen, and it's a hot topic that's been affecting everybody's wallet lately: inflation. In the past few years, we've seen inflation rates shoot up, shaking the very foundation of retirement plans. Though it is showing signs of cooling down, its impact lingers. What does this mean for you as a retiree or someone nearing retirement? Well, simply put, your money doesn't stretch as far as it used to. We have noticed though that many folks who are all set to retire have decided to stick around the workforce a little longer. Some have opted for part-time roles or freelance gigs, just a couple of days a week. Why? Their original retirement plan, the one that says, I'll need X amount to retire comfortably, suddenly fell short in the face of rising costs. A good plan is a nimble one that can adapt to these changes. So, if this is you, then I encourage you to revisit your retirement plan with your financial planner. Even small adjustments to a plan can make a world of difference. Whether it's the laddering strategy I just mentioned, selling a home in the future, or delaying when you take CPP and OAS, there are other options that are more than just assuming you have to continue to work. Of course, if you don't have a financial planner, feel free to reach out and we'll point you in the right direction, whether that's working with us or somebody else. Now, if you're finding this information helpful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It helps you stay updated with our latest videos and supports the channel, ensuring we can keep bringing you valuable content like this. Alright, back to what you came for. Another area I want to turn our attention to is rules of thumb. You may have come across in your retirement research. One such rule of thumb is to aim to have about 70 to 80% of your pre-retirement spending available for your post-retirement years. It's a solid starting point for most people. However, in our experience, if you can stretch that as close to 100% as possible, especially during those early active years of retirement, you'll be in an even better position. Why is this important? Well, it's about maintaining the lifestyle that you're accustomed to. When we talk about building a retirement plan, we often start with a baseline. What you need at the very least. But if you can aim higher, matching nearly what you were earning before retirement, it opens up a world of possibilities. Think about it. All those expenses related to work, like commuting, work attire, and those quick takeaway lunches between meetings, they're gone when you retire. Instead, retirees can funnel that money into more enjoyable pursuits such as travelling during the go-go phase. It's about reshaping your spending to enhance your lifestyle in retirement rather than cutting back on the things that bring you joy. As you edge closer to the retirement horizon, there's one crucial piece of advice I urge you to consider. Start familiarising yourself with your current spending habits. Sounds simple, but it's often overlooked. And I know, budgeting can be about as appealing as a snowstorm in May, and I understand it's not everybody's cup of tea. You might be thinking, Chris, I'm past the point in my life where I want to micromanage every penny, and you're not alone. Truth be told, there are very few people heading into retirement who are keen on budgeting. For those of you that do, hats off to you. But for the rest, it's perfectly okay not to have an intricate budget. However, having a ballpark figure is crucial. You should have a rough idea within about $500 to $1,000 a month of your current expenses. It's not about tracking every single expense, but rather having a clear enough picture that helps you navigate through retirement without any nasty financial surprises. This brings us to the next section, and a key question emerges. Where does the average retiree's monthly expenditure go? Let's go back to our clients Dave and Julie, who are budgeting for $6,000 a month or $72,000 a year. They are roughly in line with the average Canadian retired family. Housing, as you might expect, takes the lion's share. Typically, you could expect that about 35% to 40% of your retirement expenses will likely go towards keeping a roof over your head. Obviously, there'll be some variation to this. Where you live is a huge factor, and whether you're still paying off a mortgage, fully owning your home, renting, or living in a condo will also play a significant role. There may be a lot of you out there who don't pay close attention to that. Next, transportation accounts for roughly 10 to 15% of the budget, tallying up about $700 to $1,000 monthly. This encompasses vehicle ownership costs, insurance, fuel, and even travel-related transport. If you're not using both cars regularly, downsizing to one vehicle can be a smart move. Here's a thought for urban areas. Why not consider getting rid of a car altogether and using ride-sharing services? The downside to that, however, is that while these services offer cost-effective and convenient alternatives, it's essential to balance this with the desire for independence and the flexibility that a personal vehicle provides. Now, let's talk about healthcare. Despite our universal healthcare system, there's many expenses that are not covered. The Globe and Mail estimates that the average retiree in Canada may need to pay about $5,000 a year in out-of-pocket medical expenses. Remember, some years might see your lower healthcare spending, but there can always be unforeseen expenses like dental work. We would recommend budgeting 5 to 10%. The good news is that with Canada introducing new dental programs, some of these costs might be mitigated. Food and utilities are the other two major expenses. With recent spikes in food prices, expect to allocate 10 to 15% of your income to groceries and about 5 to 10% to utilities. But what about the fun part of retirement, like travel? It's crucial to note that we haven't included travel expenses in these baseline calculations. You're planning for retirement. First, establish your essential income needs. Then consider adding a budget for leisure activities like travel. Remember, your early retirement years are a prime time for adventure and exploration, typically up until your mid-70s. Embrace a laddered income strategy. Front-end load your retirement with more funds for travel and leisure while you have the energy and enthusiasm to enjoy these experiences to the fullest. As you transition into your late 70s and beyond, your spending in these areas will likely taper off. Finally, don't forget to allocate a portion of your budget for health and wellness activities. Regular exercise, yoga classes, or even joining a health club can play a vital role in maintaining your well-being. Incorporating these into your budget ensures you stay fit, active, and ready to enjoy all that retirement has to offer. Plus, I've heard pickleball is all the rage these days. Ask Tom Brady. And now I'd love to hear from you guys. How are you planning for these types of expenses in your retirement? Are there any expenses you're concerned about? Drop your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. I'm going to leave you with another tip today. Your retirement income will likely come from a mix of sources. Government benefits like CPP and OAS, pensions, RRSPs, and personal savings. The art lies in deciding when and how much to withdraw from each pot to optimise tax efficiency. A well-executed strategy could mean the difference between paying more in tax and having extra cash for those retirement dreams. If it's not a dream, then you need to know how you're going to fund unexpected costs or healthcare in your later years. It's about navigating how to manage these costs, where the funds will come from, and how to structure them financially. I won't spend too much time on this today, but if you're interested, please check out our video on the best ways to reduce taxes in retirement. And there we have it, folks. We've journeyed through the world of retirement incomes and expenses, but here's the key takeaway. While averages can guide us, they're not the be-all and end-all. Remember, your retirement journey is as distinctive as your own fingerprint. It's uniquely yours, shaped by your dreams, lifestyles, and aspirations. Maximising your retirement income isn't just about hitting a number, it's about crafting a strategy that aligns with your lifestyle goals. It's about making sure that every penny works hard for you, so you can relax and enjoy the fruits of your labour. So take these averages and insights as a starting point and then tailor them to fit into your retirement vision. Thanks for joining me today. If you found this video helpful, please give it the thumbs up and subscribe for more insights. And don't forget, a good financial planner understands your goals, but a great one knows the motivations behind them.